Now we are going to see the video related to the components of an automobile. Please observe here. So if you observe, this is the car. The basic components will not changes for any type of car. Only shape and size will be varied, right? So here, so what are the parts? First one is the power unit. Power unit nothing but the engine. Second one is the transmission. Transmission means it's a combination of clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, universal joints and differential. That is transmission system. Third one is basic structure. It's a combination of four parts. One is frame, suspensions, axle, wheels and tires. Combination is the basic structure. Coming to the next part, that is controls. One is steering, another one is brakes. To change the direction of the vehicle, steering system is helpful. To stop or slow down the vehicle, brake system is helpful. Braking system is helpful. Coming to the next one, auxiliaries, lighting system, starting system, charging system, horn circuit, gauges will comes under the auxiliaries, right? Now observe here, superstructure is nothing but the body. Superstructure is nothing but the body. Superstructure is nothing but the body. You can observe here. So superstructure is the body which covers the vehicle. Body which covers the vehicle, protects the occupants and parts of the automobile. Right. Now observe here. One is the basic structure. It's a combination of four parts. First one is frame. Second one is suspension. Third one is axles. Fourth one is wheels and tires. Is it right? Right. Coming to the next part. Coming to the next part, that is controls. So controls is a combination of two. One is braking, another one is steering. Is it right? Now coming to the next one. Next part is transmission. Sorry, power unit. Power unit and transmission combination we can call as power plant. Right? Power plant. Basic structure combination is running gear. Running gear. Right? So both running gear and power plant combination is framework. Running gear combination is framework. Is that right? Gear combination is the framework. So power unit to propel the vehicle, running gear to control the vehicle. Is it right? So this is the video related to the components of the automobile. Right. Coming to the next one, that is the topic related to introduction of chassis frame. Right. So you can observe the diagram related to the chassis. Right. So chassis means it's a combination of first basic structure, power unit nothing but the engine, transmission unit, transmission system, fourth one is controls, and fifth one is auxiliaries. All the combination is known as the chassis. Is it right? Everything present in this diagram. You observe here. So wheels, axles, right, frame, suspension combination is the basic structure. So present, basic structure is present, right? Coming to the power unit, engine is there. Is it right? Engine. Coming to the third one, clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, universal joint, differential combination is known as the transmission system. So transmission system also present in the diagram, right? So coming to the next one is the controls, steering system and braking system is there. So these two combination is the controls. A control also present in the chassis, right? Coming to the next one, auxiliaries. So in this diagram, So auxiliaries are not shown. Okay, so this is the diagram which is related to the chassis frame. So if you observe the first point related to the chassis frame, chassis is a French term, right? Chassis is a French term and was initially used to denote the frame part or basic structure of the vehicle, right? Initially denoted the frame part. So initially we call it as a frame part or a basic structure of a vehicle. It is a word came from the French term, right? Chassis. So it is the backbone of the vehicle. So right, it is the backbone of the vehicle because on which remaining parts are mounted on the basic structure. Is it right? Example: engine, transmission system, right? Controls, auxiliaries are all mounted on the basic structure. Right. This full combination is known as the chassis. A vehicle without a body is called chassis. So without body, everything present in the vehicle is known as chassis. Is it right? Coming to the next slide, the first point is the components of the vehicle. The components of the vehicle like power plant, transmission system, axles, wheels, tires, suspensions, control system like braking, steering, also electrical system parts are mounted on the chassis frame. Is it right? Everything, power plant, transmission, controls, right, auxiliaries, electrical systems, everything are placed in the chassis frame. Is it right? Coming to the next point, it is the main mounting for all the components including the body. It is the main mounting on which body also mounted, right? So it is called as carrying. We can call it as carrying unit. Another name for the chassis frame is the carrying unit, right? Now you can observe the video. So this is the video which is related to the chassis frame. Is it right? So now observe here. If you observe, the keywords present here is internal framework, frame supporting vehicle, major unit, propelling and control unit. So if you observe the definition of the chassis, it is as an internal framework which consists of supporting the vehicle and all the major unit responsible for propelling and controlling the vehicle. So right, all the supporting units are fixed, all the major units to propel and control the vehicle are mounted on the internal framework. That framework is known as the automobile chassis. Is it right? So here, now the chassis frame is classified into three types, right? According to the control. According to the control. So the first one is conventional type. So you can observe the diagram over here. This is the olden days lorries construction, right? This chassis is the conventional type. So if you observe the conventional type, driver, uh, the space availability for the carrying the cargo is less. Okay, engine is placed before the driver's cabin. Driver visibility is less. Space utilization is less. Observe here. Observe the video. Is it correct or not? So if you observe the video, what is the definition he has given? Engine is located in front of the driver's cabin. If this construction is there, then the type of chassis construction is conventional type. Right. So observe here, this is the driver's cabin. Right. Engine is located in front of the driver's cabin. Right. In front of the driver's cabin. So if you observe here, driver unable to see in front of the front tire. That means visibility of the driver is less. He can see after 5 meters or 6 meters distance. After 5 to 6 meters distance, driver can view the object which is coming forward to the vehicle, right? So if he came near 1 meter or 2 meter, it is not possible to observe the observable by the driver. Is it right? That means poor visibility. Is it right? Poor visibility. And if you observe the space availability, space remaining is unutilized. Right. Coming to the next one, that is semi-forward type. Right. Semi-forward type, if you observe, engine is located, half of the engine is in driver's cabin, half of the engine is in front of the driver's cabin. If this is the construction, then it is semi-forward type chassis. Is it right? It is semi-forward type chassis. You can observe the definition. Half engine fitted inside the driver's cabin and remaining half in the front of the driver's cabin. Is it right? One half is in driver's cabin, another half is in front of the driver's cabin. Observe here. So that is the driver's cabin. Engine is half is in driver's cabin, half is in front of the driver's cabin. The portion of the chassis frame where engine is inside the driver's cabin is utilized. So driver's cabin's portion can be increased, can be utilized. Right, space availability is more compared to the conventional type. Semi-forward type space is more, hence space utilization is more compared to conventional type. Right, space is utilized. This space can also be utilized. Space is unutilized will be very small. Coming to the next one, that is fully forward type chassis. In fully forward type chassis, engine is located in front of the driver's cabin. Sorry, inside the driver's cabin, exactly under the seat of the driver, engine is located. That means inside the driver's cabin. Hence, visibility and space utilization is more compared to remaining two. Space utilization, visibility is more for forward, fully forward type chassis. This can be viewed in bus type chassis. Is it right? Here, engine is located. Engine is located in front of the driver's cabin. Is it right? Engine is located in front of the driver's cabin. Right? So driver seat just above the front axle. Is it right? So visibility. How is the visibility? Driver able to see in front of the front tire. That means less than 1 meter also it is visible for the driver. In front of the vehicle, less than 1 meter or more than from 1 meter onwards, it is able to see the object which is coming in front of the vehicle. Is it right? So visibility is more. Observe the space. Space utilization for carrying passengers and goods also increased. Right. Also known as bus chassis. The another name of the fully forward type chassis is the bus chassis. Is it right? So these are the different types of chassis based upon the control. Right. Three types are there: conventional, semi-forward, forward type. Right. So now by this video, it is very easy to understand how the chassis is classified. Right, how the chassis is classified. Is it right? Now coming to the next slide, it is related to the types of chassis. The first one is conventional control. If engine is mounted in front of the driver's cabin, space utilization is less, which we have seen this conventional chassis in the video. Is it right? Olden days lorries is an example. Right. Coming to the next one, semi-forward control chassis. Engine is mounted that half of it in the driver's cabin, whereas the other half in front. So right, if the engine is half of the engine is in driver's cabin and the remaining half in outside of the driver's cabin, then that is related to the semi-forward type. Space utilization. Okay, space utilization is more compared to conventional type, and visibility also more compared to conventional type. Coming to the third one, it is semi-integral type, that is engine is mounted completely inside the driver's cabin, that is fully forward type. We can call it as fully forward type. Fully forward type chassis, engine is inside the driver's cabin just below the driver's seat, hence space utilization is more and driver visibility also more. Example for this type is Tata E series, right, is an example for semi-integral type of frame, right? This is the types of chassis. So next topic is related to body, right? So I already said what is the purpose of body. The body purpose is to protect the occupants and automobile parts from the atmospheric conditions. So on the screen you can observe the body of a car, right? So this is the body of a car. So coming to the first point, it is a superstructure of the vehicle. So after completing the construction of the chassis, the part which is mounted on the chassis is known as the body. Hence, it can be called it as superstructure. Coming to the next point, chassis and body makes the complete vehicle. So by combining the chassis with the body, then the vehicle construction is completed. Coming to the third point, for small and light car, body and chassis are made as single unit, but for larger vehicles both are made as a single unit, right? That means for small and light car bodies, for small and lightweight cars, body itself act as a chassis for assembling all the parts. If you come for the larger vehicles, chassis and body are different. They are assembled on each other to complete the vehicle, right? Coming to the third point, generally it is made from metal or fiber. So body is made up of fiber or metal because car body should be in lightweight, right? It should not increase the weight of the car. Coming to the last point of the body, main purpose of car body is to provide comfort and protection. To provide comfort and protection to the passengers, right? And also for good looking. So for providing the comfort and protection, car body is helpful, and also to provide a good look, car body is helpful. Coming to the next slide, it is related to the requirements of the body. So the body should be light. So it should be light in weight. Second point, it should have minimum number of components. Number of components present in the body should be less in number. Coming to the third point, it should provide sufficient space for passengers and luggage. So for passengers and luggage, it should provide sufficient space. It should withstand vibrations while in motion. So during the vehicle motion, it should withstand the vibrations. Coming to the next point, it should offer minimum resistance to the air. So car body should be manufactured in a shape that it should offer minimum resistance to the air. Coming to the next point, the it should build should be cheap and easy in manufacturing. So the build should be cheap and easy in manufacturing, right? The body should be easy to manufacture and it should be in less price. The shape should be in attractive and the color should be attractive. Coming to the next point, it should have uniform distribution load. So the load should be uniformly distributed throughout the length of the body. It should have long fatigue length. It should not bend, right? It should not bend for simple loads. So it should withstand the bending loads for a long time. Coming to the last point, it should provide good vision and ventilation. So ventilation should be provided in good condition, and also vision should be in proper manner. So these are the requirements of a car body, right? So now coming to the classification, car body is classified according to the usage, right? So coming to the diagram present in the slide, there are different types of bodies. There are different types of bodies which are shown in the slide. First one is the car, right? Car body is different. So usage, it consists of 4 passengers and very small luggage compartment. Engine is located in front side. Coming to the next diagram, that is the truck, Punjabi truck, right? So which can carry the luggage at the back side, and driver cabin is also lengthy. Engine is located uh, below the driver's cabin. Inside the driver's cabin, engine is located in truck of the Punjabi truck. Coming to the next one, truck half body. So half body is carried to carry the luggage, and the remaining is for engine and the driver and remaining passengers. Coming to the fourth one, truck platform type. So it is a platform type of truck, right? The construction of the body is simple. Coming to the tractor, so it is not carrying any body. Coming to the sixth one, tractor with accumulated trailer. So this is the trailer which is accumulated with the tractor. Next, coming to the tanker. This is the tanker which carries the oils, right? So coming to the next one, it is the tripper truck, right? So which carries the load. Coming to the next one is the delivery van, which transports the half of the engine is located inside the driver's cabin and remaining half is outside, right? So more space is available compared to conventional type, hence luggage will be carried. Coming to the next one, station wagon. In this wagon, we driver plus 12 members can sit, including the luggage, right? Coming to the next one, pickup car. It is a pickup car. In this, driver plus 2 persons and luggage can be carried. Coming to the jeep, only 5 persons or 6 persons can sit in the jeep, or 2 persons with luggage can be carried with the jeep, right? So these are the different types of bodies according to the usage they have classified. So now if you observe the points, light vehicle body cars. Light vehicle are light vehicle body, that is cars and jeeps. Car and jeeps will comes under the light vehicle. Coming to the heavy vehicle bodies, bus and lorries. Lorries and buses will comes under the medium or heavy vehicle bodies. Coming to the third one, medium vehicle bodies, van and matadors. Van and matador, that is delivery van, matadors will comes under the Maruti Omni is an example for Matador van. So these are the example for medium vehicles, right? Heavy vehicles are buses and lorries. Medium vehicles are vans and Matadors. First one is the cars and jeeps. Those are light vehicle bodies. So this is the topic related to the body.